Rome stood unchallenged. Carthage lay in ruins. Greece bowed to legionary might. Yet in 133 BC, inside the very heart of the Republic, blood soaked the Senate floor. Tribune Tiberius Gracchus, a man who dared demand land for the poor, was clubbed to death with furniture legs by his fellow senators. This wasn't foreign conquest. This was Roman killing Roman. Over the next century, the Republic would devour itself in an orgy of purges, betrayals, and civil wars that birthed the empire. This is how democracy died. While Rome's conquests made generals rich, common soldiers returned to find their farms seized by wealthy oligarchs. Tiberius Gracchus saw the danger. An empire built on the backs of landless veterans was a powder keg. His land reform bill provoked fury. When he bypassed the Senate to appeal directly to the people, the aristocracy snapped. Led by Pontifex Maximus Scipio Nasica, senators stormed the assembly, beating Tiberius and 300 supporters to death with wooden stools. The message was clear. Reform would not be tolerated. 10 years later, his brother Gaius met the same fate. Hunted down like an animal and forced to suicide while 3,000 followers were executed without trial. The Gracchus' corpses were thrown into the Tiber, along with Rome's pretense of unity. Enter Gaius Marius, a gruff soldier who revolutionized warfare by recruiting the landless poor. These new troops owed loyalty not to Rome, but to their general. When the Senate tried to strip Marius of his command against Jugurtha, he marched on Rome itself. His rival Sulla retaliated with unprecedented terror, posting proscription lists, naming thousands for execution. Heads of senators decorated the forum like grotesque trophies. For the first time, legionaries consciously chose their general over the Republic. The stage was set for a far greater crisis. Julius Caesar knew the rules had changed. After conquering Gaul, the Senate ordered him to disband his army. Instead, he crossed the Rubicon River in 49 BC with the 13th Legion. As his boots touched Italian soil, he whispered, "Alea iacta est." The die is cast. What followed was a masterclass in tactical brilliance. At Pharsalus, his outnumbered veterans annihilated Pompey's forces. Yet in victory, Caesar made fatal mistakes. He pardoned enemies like Brutus, only to be stabbed 23 times on the Ides of March. His blood pooled at the feet of Pompey's statue. Poetic justice for a republic now beyond saving. The final act played out between Caesar's heir Octavian and Mark Antony. At Actium in 31 BC, Octavian's fleet crushed Antony and Cleopatra's forces. But the real genius came afterward. Learning from Caesar's errors, Octavian pretended to restore the Republic while holding absolute power. He became Augustus, the revered one, and the Senate cheered as he buried democracy. The system that had conquered the Mediterranean now strangled itself with its own success. The Republic didn't fall in a day. It was murdered piece by piece, by generals who valued glory over law, senators who chose violence over debate, and citizens who traded liberty for bread and circuses. When Augustus took power, few mourned the loss, until emperors like Caligula proved absolute power corrupts absolutely. Next time, we'll witness the madness of the Caesars, when Rome's rulers became gods and monsters. Tell us below, could the Republic have been saved, or was its destruction inevitable? Smash that subscribe button. Every new supporter helps us resurrect history's greatest dramas.